We're hot.
Alright guys, today we're talking about an exciting thing, super important in your life, mitosis. Does anybody know what mitosis is? Has anybody heard of that word before? Yes?
Cell division.
Exactly! Wonderful. So what's the purpose of mitosis? What's the purpose of cell division? Why do we care?
Well, if you kill cells, then you can have more cells made for you.
Exactly. What are some ways we kill cells?
Drugs.
Drugs. Yes. Except brain cells don't divide. So, good.
Getting an owie, you can hurt yourself.
Exactly. Exactly. Oh, shut up.
Sunburns.
There we go. Yeah. So, when you started out in your mom's womb, you were just this itty bitty single cell. You didn't look like you. Crazy, I know. And with mitosis, you became who you are today. It allows you to grow. It allows you to become from an infant to, 5'7" person. Pairs your skin. It's pretty wonderful stuff. And you can see it again. So that is the mission statement of mitosis, if you will. So make sure you get this down in your notes. It's important. Yep. Everyone got it down?
Yeah.
Yeah? We're good? Okay. So this is a basic outline of mitosis. We'll go into depth. Interphase is technically not part of mitosis. But if you include it in mitosis, I don't care. We're learning it with mitosis. PMAT, prophase, metaphase, anaphase, and telophase are actually what mitosis is. And we'll go through each of these steps. Sometimes in books, in your book, you might see this extra step called prometaphase. We're not going to really worry about that. We'll just clump that in with metaphase. And then we have cytokinesis, cell division. So yeah. So interphase, what do you see happening in this picture? What's going on in the cell at the moment?
Looks like the centrioles are shining.
Shining, yes, it does. It really does. Any other observations going on? Any other observations?
Chromatin isn't in the nucleus? I thought chromatin would be in the nucleus.
Okay, so
that's a nucleolus.
Yeah, that's the nucleolus.
Threw me off.
Yeah. It's a little confusing. So this whole thing right here, that's the nucleus, everything inside. So the chromatin are just chromosomes. They're just kind of like spaghetti. That's how I picture it. So for the most part of interphase in the cell cycle, it's just doing nothing. It's just chilling. It's just doing its normal day-to-day activities, if you will. But there at the end, something very important happens. The chromosomes duplicate. Why would it be important for the chromosomes to duplicate?
So if you have a new cell, then you'll need those so you can grow and do those things that cells do.
Exactly. So each cell, each of the new cells, has a copy of the chromosome. So if you don't have the copy, then you can't, do your function. Okay. What's happening in prophase? What's the difference between those picture and the one before?
Got them X's in the nucleus.
Yeah. What are these X's?
Chromosomes.
They are chromosomes. They are chromosomes. What's happening?
The nuclear envelope is a different color.
Sure. Yeah. So,
Oh, the shining centrioles, that actually looks like it might be like a fiber or string or something.
yeah, it is. And we'll talk about them in metaphase. They play a real important part in metaphase. So these chromosomes right here, these are the duplicated, condensed chromosomes of the ones we saw in the previous slide. So you remember how we saw them just kind of spread out in the nucleus, kind of just like, woo, like hollow bowl biscotti? That's what it reminds me of. So they duplicated in that form, and then they condense. It's nice and condensed, so things are nice and orderly. We move on to the further steps. A very important part. So these are now called sister chromatids. We have a lot of terms. Alright guys, so we just finished completing the steps of mitosis, right? Are we all good? Is there anything clarifying that needs to happen? If not, that's just, we're gonna do that right now anyways. So what I want is to get in groups of 2 or 3. And I have these popsicle sticks, and I want you to pick 2 colors, and then when you come, grab two of each color. So. Good? Okay. Everyone got partners? Cool. Alright. So now with your partners, here. I'm just going to give you 2 little chunks of clay, okay? And these are going to be your centrioles. And I want you to... Okay, so we're going to go through mitosis. I want you to... Those popsicle sticks are your chromosomes. Okay, and I want you to go through all the steps of mitosis. And then on your handout I gave you, I want you to fill in each of the steps and explain what's happening. Discuss with your partner what's happening. And I want to make sure you guys use the word centrioles, centromeres, chromatids, chromosomes, and sister chromatids. Those are very important parts. Okay? Are we good? Okay, begin.
Okay, so start with interphase. They're not together, they're just kind of there.
Yeah. Right. So what happens at the end of interphase? So what I drew here is the end of interphase.
Okay.
So.
They just duplicated?
Yeah. Right. Okay.
And then they form in prophase. Yes. Chromosomes.
Right.
Oh, and these would be at the ends.
Not yet. They're not completely at the ends yet.
Okay.
Right. They're starting to move to the polar ends.
Okay.
And there's one that's a little important step in prophase that you skipped over.
The nucleus.
Yeah. What happens
The
to
nuclear envelope starts dissipating.
dissipating, and what happens to the chromosomes?
They start polarizing too.
It's really a metaphase.
Oh.
So maybe I didn't cover this clearly. So like in interphase, we have our chromosomes. And they're just kind of in the nucleus, like a big blob of biscotti, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's kind of everywhere, right? And so this allows them to duplicate. We'll talk more about all of that when we get into the genetic section. But having them open and kind of bluish allows them to duplicate. So in prophase, in order for things to happen smoothly and orderly, the chromosomes need to condense. And so they get really, really, really tight. They weigh down. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You're doing good.
So they're condensed, and then in metaphase they start polarizing. So these are right here. There's some like fibrils or fiber things connecting to here.
Where do they connect to? And what's that called?
Centromere?
Yeah.
Okay. And then they start pulling. Oh wait. So it'd be like this, and these guys pull a couple.
Yeah, so I drew, so it doesn't matter, like, yeah,
Which color?
that's, yeah,
Okay.
just the way I drew it. So you can either draw it so it's like going that way, or like that way, or that way, no. Okay, just, yeah.
So it could be like this.
It could be like that.
Okay.
Well, actually, no, it couldn't.
Okay. So just like this.
Like, yeah, because each half gets, unless something really funky goes on, each half gets pulled. So they just get split in half.
Okay. So they're split in half, and this is an anaphase, and then it goes to telophase, which is when your cell starts indenting, and then a nuclear envelope starts forming again around here,
Mm-hmm.
and little centriole has become 2, or not centriole, What's this called again?
It's a centriole. Like the pair is called a centriole, the individual units are called asters. But I really don't care about that. Just know they're centrioles.
So these are like this, these are like that. And then cytokinesis is when they're around the cell, and these are inside a nuclear envelope, and these are inside a nuclear envelope.
Yes. What happens to the chromosomes?
Well, they're double, then they're not condensed anymore.
Yeah.
They become like speeded.
Exactly. And then when they have the cell enters back into interface. Cool. Okay, you did really, really well. The class as a whole did really, really well. I just want to do some clarifying points about chromosomes, chromatids, and sister chromatids, because I know that's really, really confusing. It took me forever to get down. So, what is a chromosome? Can somebody tell me?
2 chromatids.
2 chromatids is a chromosome. So yeah, that's all. Chromosomes is really complicated, and it's everything. So this is a chromosome, like just when it's like in the spaghetti form, and all of your humans have 46 chromosomes, right? And so when all of them are open and just kind of doing their thing in there, that's a chromosome. And when it condenses, and we have our chromatid, that's still a chromosome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just a different form.
It's just a different form. Exactly. Exactly. So what's a sister chromatid?
One that has a matching chromosome.
Exactly. So we have 2. And they're exact copies of each other. So, chromatid. Yeah. That's really, really good, guys. Okay. So for your homework assignment, and you can get started on it now, I want you to create a story about mitosis. Come up with a story, or just write it out again. Just whatever way will help you remember it the best. I don't care of the setting, I don't care about anything. Just write it down in a way that's right. Make sure you do use the words chromatids, chromosomes, sister chromatids, centrioles, centromere. So I know you guys know what those things are, and you know what's happening with each in the cell. So yeah, cool. So we would just make sure I'd see the worksheet they filled out during class while they were completing this activity to make sure that they understood, and then I'd walk around and make sure everyone was on the same page, and then see their homework the next day to see how well they actually understood the process. Yeah. I don't know, was that long enough?